Laurell WS-650SZ series spin coater. It's a simple system, a benchtop model with facilities to dispense the photoresist, and the valves are available on this. A manual syringe also can be used here. The system requires compressed air about 50 to 60 psi. The exact requirement is mentioned in the manual, and also about a minimum of 15 inches mercury vacuum. Typically something in 20 to 25 would be better. The vapor positioning is very critical. The vapor is held on the vacuum on the chuck, and the vapor should be centered by manually rotating it and locating it. If the vapor is not centered, you can notice the chuck or the vapor wobbling while it is spinning. Now once you load the vapor, I'm going to include a small gadget here which I made to help to center the vapor. You can place it like that, and depending on the diameter we can move it in and then just rotate it and visually make sure that the vapor is centered. So it's a simple gadget, and then you turn on the vacuum, and there are interlocks in the machine for the lid open. Once you close the lid, then you see need vacuum, then you press the vacuum button. So once the vacuum is sensed, you will notice the vacuum level indicated here, which is about 23 inches of mercury. And then once the vacuum is ready, then we can go to the selection of process, and I have written a program 7 here, and I'm going to select that. To select any other program, you can move up and down with this arrow. And there are other recipes available, but dynamic and other things. All these recipes should be verified before selecting them. And the speed test cannot be done with using large wafers. So the speed test should be performed using a small wafer or a section of a wafer, and putting it on the center is very important. And this recipe was written by somebody which I recommend not to test unless it is desired to test, and use only a 1 inch or 1.5 inch wafer to test the speed. I have verified the speed. The system goes up to 6,000, 7,000 RPM without any problem. And here the program 7. Let me demonstrate how it works. So the initial speed, at this time it is spinning at 300 rotations per minute, and so the timing and the number of steps can be selected on any recipe. So this typical recipe has a 5 steps program, and the system will advance to every step, and then right now the rotations are 4,000 rotations per minute. So detailed manual will be included with the system, either a hard copy or a DVD. And before operation, the user must familiarize himself with all the instructions available. The system right now is in the final step. It is rotating. I included a step where it will rotate at 200 rotations per minute, just in case. And now once it is stopped, you can open the door, and then you cannot dismount the wafer unless you turn off the vacuum. So once you turn it off, the wafer can be picked up. So there is in the manual it is mentioned that as the size of the wafer increases, typically 100 millimeters to 250 millimeters, that is 4 inches to 6 inch wafers, the maximum speed we can go is 6,000 rotations per minute. And once the wafer is properly centered, and that can be achieved without any problem. So the other modes available here is, other than run mode, edit mode, and info. In this info mode, we can see the statistics of the various. It counts how many any faults, or it indicates all the total runs, etc. So how many hours the system was powered up, and motor. There is no motor temperature sensor in this unit at this moment. And also, we can go to the configuration and see the details of the configuration. So the maximum number of programs allowed is 20, and maximum steps is 51, and required clean air, this system. There's no need for exhaust, but in order to eliminate the fumes of the photoresist, an exhaust can be connected to this connection. And there is a drain tank here. If any spillage, extra photoresist will be collected here, and the system should be cleaned using appropriate cleaning agents, and acetone should not be used on the screen here. It damages the touch screen. So acetone should never be used on this particular pin. So there are various other parameters included here. The system has no program lock on it at this moment. And then these configuration details, the data should never be tampered with at any point of time without proper training on the system from the manufacturer. And then about the system details here, this model is WS-650SZ, and the firmware version is given here. So in order to edit a particular recipe, we can edit an existing recipe or enter a new recipe program. So if you want to select a new program, press the down arrow key and then bring the cursor to a new number. In this case it is 8 because there are already 7 recipes in there, and then follow the instructions in the user manual in order to edit or enter a new program.